Welcome to the unique world of doing dyslexia differently, where we unravel the many facets of dyslexia in small, digestible bites, challenge stereotypes, and create a brighter future for our children. We'll focus on fostering your child's mindset, confidence, and self-esteem so they can reach their full potential in and out of the classroom. Let's challenge the status quo, break down the barriers, and unravel the spectrum of possibilities. I'm your host, Bernadette Haig, and together we can do dyslexia differently. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to the Doing Dyslexia Differently podcast. I'm so happy to have you here. I really hope that today's episode offers you something to take away and help both you and your child on your journey with dyslexia. And today I want to talk about the importance of sleep. And this was actually a question that came from a member of the community that had asked me what I do at home to promote good sleep habits. And it is something that I'm actually very passionate about in my own life as well as the life of my children. So we often hear the term sleep is king. And for any parent that's ever had a child that doesn't sleep, I think that becomes a motto to live by. So there is a huge importance in our household on sleep and sleep routine, particularly during the working or school week, because it truly is the basis of our well-being as humans. The impacts of inadequate sleep on our children specifically, it really does impact the blood flow to the brain, which can cause things like loss of attention, loss of focus, minimize their processing speed, let alone their physical and mental health. It really does encompass all areas. And if you are considering what's happening for them in a school environment and the challenges that they are already facing in terms of working memory, potentially focus issues and attention, then sleep really is only ever going to serve to bolster those things for them. But before I begin, I do want to say that this episode is not intended to be substituted for professional medical advice and should not be relied upon as health or personal advice. Please always seek guidance from your doctor or other qualified health professionals with any questions that you may have regarding your child's health or medical conditions. Okay, so I think the first place for me to start would be to say, I think the foundation to creating good sleep habits is through routine. And I know this is often easier said than done, but it really does create an expectation for your child as to what's coming next. And that's not just consciously, that's also subconsciously. It's for their body to start to clock. We're about to go to sleep. Let's start producing some more sleep hormones. And particularly if you have a child that also has ADHD and is potentially medicated for ADHD, that has a profound impact on sleep and the production of melatonin and so forth. So I won't get into any of the medical specifics. Please discuss those with your doctor. But these are some of the non-medical things that I have done to really help bolster sleep in our house. So the first is creating that routine. Every day looks somewhat the same when it comes to our wind down to sleep. And that goes for every member of the family. So we have 2-hour screen time limit before bed. So if bedtime is 7:30, there is no screens, whether it be iPads, TVs, phones, from 5:30. And I know often the advice is 1 hour. For me and for my son, that's just not long enough. I notice an incredibly big difference if he has sat down and watched a movie on the weekend, for instance, and then has tried to go to sleep shortly after. It can take him hours to physically go to sleep. So there is a 2-hour before bed limit on screens. We also have a low light rule in our house. So 1 hour before bed, the big lights, the white lights are turned off and we just have lamp, and they are all on very low and yellow tinted globes. So there is start to expect the darkness and change in light. So that's an hour before bed. My son specifically likes to sleep in a very very cold room. Personally, I find it too cold, but it really, really does work for him. So, and I know I have heard that has worked for other children as well. So it may be worth a try. So he sleeps with air conditioning on and the room is particularly cold. It's also very dark. I think that's a really important for everyone, but block out blinds. He sleeps with his door closed. So there is just minimal distraction in terms of lights and movement and that kind of thing. He has chosen a very minimalistic room. They are all light colours. He has no big, bold colours or posters or anything like that in his room. That is a choice. He finds it calming. He finds it less stimulating. So again, something to potentially consider. He had bouts, he doesn't use it all the time, where he used a weighted blanket. This is something that I personally love, but you can get them in all different weights and sizes. But that did work really well for him in his younger years, particularly in the process of getting to sleep. Sometimes they can be a bit warm, so I would take that off him before I went to bed. I also use supplements. So he has a magnesium supplement every night before bed. He also enjoys chamomile, which is great. So we live in quite a warm climate. So in the winter months, he'll have a chamomile tea. If not, he has a chamomile supplement that he seems to enjoy. And look, it's only ever going to serve to help calm his nervous system. And again, part of that routine of telling his body that he's about to go to bed and about to go to sleep. And then diet and exercise, which, under sleep is king. Next comes diet and physical activity. He's a particularly active child now, but he wasn't always. In his early school years, he really struggled with team sports and the pressure of learning more things. So it's only been as he's got older that I've really noticed that exercise had a great impact on him. But we've always gone for walks and scooters or bike rides. He loves to swim at the beach and those sorts of things. So trying to make sure that after school he gets out and enjoys some nature and fresh air is really important. And diet, minimizing artificial colorings. We have a no red colouring rule in our house. I try to keep anything that's artificially coloured out. Not always easy, but definitely no sugars, no caffeines or anything like that before bed. So that's ice cream, soft drinks, chocolates, any of those kind of things are never ever offered during the night. They're a daytime and a sometime thing. So I think all of these build foundations and kind of bolster that ability to bolster and prepare the body to go to sleep. And then it's a process for him. He will go to bed now, have his lamp on, sit and read a book of his choice. Again, as a way of coming down. He's a little bit older now, so I give him a little bit more freedom to say you can read for the next half an hour, depending on what time it is. But I know that that really, really helps his brain wind down and get out of thinking mode because he can tend to overthink things as well. Some other things to consider is just the layout of your child's bedroom. If they're facing a mirror, if you look, and I don't know a lot about feng shui, but I did learn this a while ago, that if the child's bed is facing a mirror, that mirror reflects their energy back to them whilst they're sleeping. So either moving the orientation of the bed so they're not facing the mirror, or if it's a sliding mirror or so forth, keeping that sliding door open so that they're not looking into it whilst they're sleeping. Again, a very small thing, but potentially something that could help. So I'll leave it there for today. I hope there is something that you can take away that may help you and your child on the journey. I know how challenging sleep can be for so many people. And if you are truly worried about how much sleep your child's getting and you feel like you're trying everything, please go and discuss this with your doctor because it truly is the foundation of their well-being. So that's all for today. As always, if you've got any questions or feedback, please reach out. I love hearing from you and we shall chat again soon. Bye for now. Thanks for listening. I hope you were able to take something away from this episode that will help both you and your child. If so, please be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with new episodes and jump over to daringdyslexic.com.au to join my free community, where each week I send you one practical action you can take to shift the dial on your child's confidence, self-esteem and mindset. It's 100% free and 100% actionable. That's all for now. I look forward to connecting again soon.